Don't be embarrassed, and trust me, don't be ashamed. Everything you say to me, baby, is confidential. I know this is really intimate stuff, but let's talk about debt. Coming to you again with more help is your Get Out of Debt Guy, your man with the answers to solve all your financial worries. Your host and debt expert, Steve Rode.
James called me with a question about Allegro Law. Allegro Law is a debt settlement and debt management company that was located in the state of Alabama and got closed down around the middle of July. And James has a very unusual situation. He is not a current debt settlement or debt management client, but listen to his question.
Hey, buddy. You're listening to the Get Out of Debt radio show, and if you don't remember that this ain't legal or accounting advice, I'll have to hurt you. For real legal advice, find yourself a lawyer in your state. Got it?
Yes, hello, Mr. Steve. My name is James, and I'm calling concerning, I got a question. I enrolled in the program with Allegro Law, and they told me at the end of June that they couldn't help me, so they sent me out a check, and I received it the last day of June. I cashed it at this convenience store, but the check came back. The check had bounced. My question is, let you know how could I get my money back from Allegro Law. Would you please give me a call back in reference to my question, because I was trying to find out what was going on, and I was going around in a circle and haven't got a straight answer yet from anyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Well, James, I'm so sorry that you have to deal with this. I think what your situation is that you were an Allegro Law client. Whether you were a debt management or a debt settlement client, it doesn't really matter. You dropped from the program and you requested a refund of money owed to you, and Allegro sent you a check at the end of June, which you got and then cashed. Unfortunately, I think this is a timing issue, and I don't think that the news I have for you is very good, unfortunately. I think what happened was that the check that you have was drawn on the old Allegro Law bank account that was frozen and changed when the court-appointed receiver took over Allegro Law. That account that you have a check on doesn't exist anymore. Any money that was in that account is now frozen by the court. And I think that your only option is to go to the Allegro Law Receivership.com website, AllegroLawReceivership.com, and I'll put that link in the posting with the answer to your question, and file a claim for the money that's owed to you. Now, unfortunately, you kind of got stung twice because you cashed the check, you had to pay a fee maybe for cashing that check, the check bounced, you had to return the money, and you're still out. And now you're out more because you're out the fees that you had to pay to cash the check or bounce fee or whatever. So, unfortunately, the Allegro Law that you knew, that you were a client of, just simply doesn't exist anymore. That company has been taken over by the court, and the court-appointed receiver is Mr. Coley. So he's the one that has to get permission from the court to honor your refund check. The big question is there any money left from that account that can be used to give you a full refund? And that I don't know, and unfortunately, I'm not confident about that there is. So thank you for calling very much. If you have a question that you would like to ask, you can call the automated telephone line and leave me your question. I always answer recorded questions before I get to the written ones. So if you need an answer fast, this is the best way to ask me your question. Just call 919-321-2378. 919-321-2378. And I'll answer your question first. This is your Get Out of Debt Guy, Steve Rode. Thanks, James.
Thanks for listening to another Get Out of Debt show with your friend and mine, Steve Rode. If you or someone you know would like to submit a question for Steve to answer, just visit our website at getoutofdebt.org and fill out the question form. And while you're on the getoutofdebt.org site, be sure to subscribe to the show feed and, what's that, Steve?
Remember Twitter.
Oh yes, follow Steve on Twitter at GetOutOfDebtGuy.